Hey guys, welcome back to another top selling non-sports video. We're going to take a look at the top sales for June 2025. Apologies, I'm a little bit behind this month, but I try to knock these out. Additionally, if you're new here, these videos for vintage non-sports 2000 or earlier, no duplicates, and graded and raw are okay. Also, if you're a fan of the channel, fan of vintage non-sports, I plan on doing a non-sports meetup at the National Card Show. This is going to be at the Lowe's Chicago O'Hare Hotel. And it's going to be at 9 o'clock local time. That is 9 o'clock at night, not in the morning. Probably should have specified it on the slide. The location is going to be right here on there. Additionally, this is going to be on the Thursday, and it's an informal gathering, right? Not an official event of the National Card Show, right? Just meet up and hang out with other vintage non-sports card collectors. If you want to bring stuff to buy or sell, trade, all that's perfectly okay as well. And if this event goes well this year, maybe next year we'll have a formal event, whether that is going to be a dinner or a trade night. And I know this is kind of last second. I posted this in the Facebook group a little while ago. But I just wasn't sure how much interest there would be at the National, right? So if we have enough of a turnout this year, I want to have an actual event next year. And yeah, if you're there, let me know. And if you can't make it, no worries. Not sure the exact hours, right? If we'll be there for an hour, 2 hours, whatever the case may be, but plan on that for Thursday night around 9 o'clock. With that out of the way, let's take a look at our top sales. And we're going to start off with an N377 of Grant and a 3.5. This copy over here sold for $880. Very, very tough set, by the way. These rarely sell. Personally, I have a one that I paid, I think close to $250 or $300 for. I really like the image on this Grant. I still need to pick up the Lee and the Stonewall Jackson as well from the set. Up next, there's a ton of Duke Great Americans that sold this month on eBay by one seller, and you're going to see all the big names on here because it was a full set break. We're going to start off with a Washington that sold for $900. I actually think this was a pretty good price. In my opinion, this should grade a 2.5. And I think you could sell a 2.5 right now, closer to $1,400 or $1,500. So someone did a pretty good job on this. I don't know if there's paper loss on the back, but I actually didn't bid on any of those N76s because of the vintage non-sports auction, as well as the National. 23, Samuel Clemens, also known as Mark Twain, $911. Again, I think this was a pretty good buy, especially at some of the prices of what ones and twos of this card are going for, a couple $100 cheaper. Again, I think this is at least a 2+, probably a 3 to a 4, just based off this copy. I don't know what's going on this side of things. We have a 1990 Marvel Universe of Galacticus and a PSA 10. I think this card has made the video a few times. There's actually two sales of this. I think there was one at $11.50 and one at $11.99. Up next, we have another N76 Edgar Allan Poe. These twos are about anywhere from $1,200 to $1,600. Probably about market on this card, because it does look like it's missing its bottom, although the corners are pretty nice. Number 20 is another N76, this time of Benjamin Franklin. Really, really nice copy on this. I want to say also some of these cards have been graded and they're coming back in here from 3s to 5s. You'll see one a little bit later that someone actually got a 5, but wait for the video on that side of things. Number 19 is 1966 ABC Batman Narrow Escape in a PSA 10. Seller says it's a pop one on the side of things. ABC, if you're not familiar, are UK cards. This sold for $1,600. A Praying Lincoln. I actually bid on this card, and I bid $500 or $600. Yeah, I got smoked. And my friend Matt also bid on this card. He bid $900. He put in a super bid, in his opinion, thinking he was going to win it. And yeah, neither of us won this card. Looking at it, sometimes the grading companies will take off for these stains over here. I think it's probably a 2 to a 3. So I would think that's market, but these have gotten expensive. I should have bought one of these a very, very long time ago. 1940 Superman Trapped Under Quicksand in a SGC 5 grade. Pretty nice card overall. It does have some centering issues and corner issues. This copy sold for $1,700. Number 16 spot, a 1977 Star Wars Wonder Bread, a Mark Hamill autographed by Beckett. Card looks pretty nice. So does the auto. Good candidate, I think, for a dual PSA grade if someone was going to crack this card. This copy over here sold for a total of $1,799. In the 15 spot, another Superman, number 63, Terror in the Tower. and this one is graded in a PSA 6. It is a high number, which, did I mention the one back over here was a high number? I did not. So both these are high numbers, which do have a little bit of premium in the set and why they go for so much. This in a 6 sold for $1,850. Super crisp 6 in my opinion. I mean, if there's an older label, probably a 7, if not more. I don't know what's going on over there. Maybe it's an appearance, but this looks like pack fresh. 1985 Atom Bomb Glossy PSA 9. There's so many different variants of this card within the set. This sold slightly under $2,000. Number 13, I think this is the first time this has made it. 1966 Wheaties Rice Crinkles Catwoman for Batman. Not too familiar with the set. It graded a 10. There's a ton of Batman collectors out there. So it's no surprise that this sold for $2,000. Another one of these Duke N76, we have Thomas Edison. This sold for about $2,000, which would be about the grade of a 4. I think it's about a 4 as well. So market rate on this. Again, one of those cards I wish I bought a little bit nicer. I have a 1.5 or a 2 in my personal collection. It's OC, but I do really like the card. It's awesome image in person. Prize Captive from the 1962 Mars Attack set. In my opinion, this is the best card in the set, although the comps do not show that. There's actually a card that's a little bit more than Invasion Begins, but regardless, iconic image on this, $2,251. Let's jump into a few honorable mentions. First off, this video is sponsored by Check Out My Cards. I actually buy quite a lot of non-sports cards from ComC. In fact, I just got back a few cards I graded just buying through ComC, which are some Ogdens. I bought 2 Shakespeare Ogdens from 1900, and they came back as 3s and 4s. I also bought an 1880s Edgar Allan Poe card. Someone listed it for like $5, so I was able to buy those. They both came back as 1s. You can find a ton of non-sports cards on there. I submit to ComC every single year. In fact, I just dropped off about 2,000 cards, a lot of them being non-sports. So thank you to ComC for sponsoring this video, and let's keep moving forward. Facebook group, which we already talked about a little bit earlier. I just put it in here. So if you want to join, I think we're closing in on 3,000 members. All right, so another N76. We've got Alexander Hamilton. This one sold for $800. We have a Beecher. This is the looking left. There's 2 different variations, looking left or versus looking right. Looking left sold for $665. Then we have a Thomas Jefferson. Also, this one sold for $740, which is pretty strong. I think this would a good candidate for a 4 on this card. So there's a little bit of bargain. You can see there's still a little bit of a bottom border on this. We have a 1924 W562 of Grant. This also is sold by ComC for $787. Really, really nice sale on that one. Probably more expensive Grant sales out there. We have a 1976 Scanlan's Star Trek 53 graded card lot or set. This sold for $2,210. Followed by an uncut sheet with the C3PO error folded up a bit, obviously probably rolled up, and this one sold for $3,500. And now we're going to jump into our top 10. We're going to start off with 1966 Batman Face of the Joker, one of the really popular cards out there. This in a 9 sold for $2,400. Up next, we have a DeForest Kelly as Dr. McCoy from Star Trek. One of his only autographs, I believe, because he passed away shortly after. $24.99 on this copy. On number 8, this Lincoln actually was graded after the auction, and the guys in our Facebook group, it came back a 5. Now, that is probably a $5,000 card, $4,000 to $5,000. So fantastic profit on this if he was going to sell it. Although I don't recommend selling that 5. It's sweet. I paid like $950 for my 4, but that was a few years ago. 4s now are $3,000 to $4,000 at least. And if you want to see another Lincoln sale, check out my vintage non-sports auction, which we just recapped. Number 7 is a C3PO Air in a 9. That one sold for $35.06, about the same price as that uncut sheet. Number 6 is the Fryan Brian Glossy, card number 4A in a PSA 10 from 1985 Garbage Pail Kids, $36.49. Another Garbage Pail Kids, J to K, 5B in a 10. This one over here sold for $4,200. Up in the number 4 spot, 1977 Luke Skywalker in a PSA 9. This sold for $4,375. Number 3, we have a 1966 ABC Batman Midnight Conference, and this also has the fan club back. So there's a few different backs on these as well. On ABC, I believe there's a Dutch gum back. Then there's the ABC normal back, and then there's also the fan club. This sold for $5,000 in the 10. Another $5,000 sales, graffiti petty sticker over here, non-glossy 30B, and this sold for $5,000. And the top sale is going to be 1940 Superman card number 1 in a PSA 3, sold for $7,700. Thanks guys for checking out this video. I will also say, if you made it this far and you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I make one of these every single month. The format may change really soon on these videos because I've been working on a app centered around non-sports cards. So a little bit of sneak peek for you guys. I'm not going to talk too much about it, but coming out really, really soon. We're going to have a lot of videos on that for the channel. Anyways, I appreciate everyone that watches these. And if you're going to National, I will see you there. All right. Talk to you in another video.